we remember a legend of the sport, Sir Frank Williams, and UK track Silverstone lights up for its Christmas festival. You can now watch full 24-minute episodes of The Inside Line at our official home on unbeaten.com. The world of motorsport is in mourning following the passing of Formula One giant Sir Frank Williams, who passed away on Sunday, surrounded by his family, aged 79. Born in 1942, the famously single-minded, energetic and obsessive Brit built his original squad up from Frank Williams Racing Cars, a business dealing in race cars and spare parts. But his first outfit, which joined F1 in 1969, was sold just 7 years later to Canadian business magnate Walter Wolf, following which Frank left to create Williams Grand Prix Engineering, the team that would take him to the top of F1, in collaboration with a then young engineer Patrick Head, who joined to lead design. Williams now sits only behind Ferrari in terms of constructors' titles with 9, 1 more than McLaren and 2 more than Mercedes. It also has 7 drivers' crowns, all legends of the sport, with the paddock long revering Sir Frank's commitment.
He's someone who's just passionate about motor racing. He totally eats, sleeps, breathes his cars and racing and Formula One.
He's a fantastic person. He has a great character. He's a fighter in every different aspect, and he's a racer, a proper racer.
And while the Williams F1 team was sold last year to US investment firm Doralton Capital, with the family stepping back after the Italian Grand Prix, Sir Frank's significant legacy lives on in spirit, powering the new structure led by motorsport veteran Jost Capito. The switch was flicked at Silverstone last weekend as the iconic British venue launched its Lap of Lights festival attraction, with the main focus a stunning light and laser drive around the F1 circuit. The first of which was undertaken by Anthony Davidson in a 2019 World Championship winning Mercedes W10. This year, Silverstone's Lap of Lights is focused on Santa Claus's annual global journey, with the track split into regions and curling and ice skating in the F1 garages and pit lane. But not everyone agreed the Mercedes W10 was the fastest way to kickstart the circuit's winter attraction.
Would you believe it? Santa thinks that his sleigh is faster than that F1 car. I'm a petrol head. I beg to differ, but he assures me that it's a superior machine.
Robert Kubica will remain Alfa Romeo Racing's reserve driver next year, with his personal sponsor, Polish fuel company PKN Orlen, extending its agreement with the Italian-branded Swiss squad. Kubica joined Alfa Romeo as reserve driver in 2020, following his last full season with the Williams team, and stepped up to race in the Dutch and Italian Grands Prix this year, replacing 2007 F1 World Champion Kimi Räikkönen after the Iceman tested positive for COVID-19. The squad launched its C41 car this year in Warsaw, Poland, where Kubica spoke about his step back from the grid.
I'm not that young anymore, so also my priorities are a bit different, but still, let's say the passion and the wish of racing, being there on Sunday is quite high. But reality is that I know my place in the team, within the team, my position, my role, and I try to do my best in my job.
Four-time F1 world champion Alain Prost has admitted Daniel Ricciardo chose to leave Renault after he lost faith in the project. Ricciardo joined the French marque, now Alpine, in 2019 from Red Bull. But Prost, in a chat with Australian Grand Prix podcast In the Fast Lane, says the Honey Badger chose to switch to McLaren from 2021, despite 2 podiums scored after he failed to see enough development.
He was a little bit afraid by the project, for sure. We had to managed to keep the same engine, and that means almost no changes to chassis, or very little. At Mercedes, they were changing the engine, so we know that we have a little deficit with the Mercedes engine.
Ricciardo's replacement, two-time F1 world champion Fernando Alonso, however, has wowed Alpine with his new, more collaborative approach. And the Spaniard on the podium at the last race in Qatar for the first time since Hungary 2014.
I must say it's a big surprise, a very good surprise. The way he behaved, and he told everybody I've changed, and it is true that he has changed a lot. He has changed the way he behaved, the way he's in the team.
Mercedes has admitted Valtteri Bottas was on course for P3 or P4 in the Qatar Grand Prix before his puncture on lap 33. Bottas started 6th after a 3-place grid penalty for ignoring yellow flags in qualifying. But a start on a gripless, dirty side of the grid and colder tyres saw him drop to 11th at the end of the first lap. The Finn, though, managed to recover until his left front blew out.
The timing of that was really unfortunate. Valtteri felt it at about the same time we were seeing it on the data, and this was too late for him to get into the pit lane. So he had the whole lap to do. And when you lose the pressure in one tyre, effectively, you've got a 3-wheel car. It's got no grip in the right-handers, and ultimately that in-lap was very costly from a race time point of view.
Bottas retired on lap 49 after damage sustained from the in-lap following the puncture, putting points out of reach. Haas will have a new name in the garage at the post-season young driver test in Abu Dhabi, with Ferrari junior Robert Shwartzman given the green light for December's session. Shwartzman, 22, is currently racing in F2 and sits 3rd in the standings, with just 2 rounds and 6 races to go. The Prema racer has taken 2 wins and is 43 points behind leader and teammate Oscar Piastri. The Russian has plenty of F1 experience, having tested the 2018 Ferrari SF71H at Fiorano this year, as well as the Prancing Horses 2020 car in Abu Dhabi last year as part of the young driver test. Having the chance to drive for another F1 team is just incredible, and I can't wait to work with everyone, Shwartzman said. Aston Martin has continued its star technical recruitment drive, poaching Mercedes chief aerodynamicist Eric Blandon, with the Frenchman set to join the squad sometime in late 2022. Aston Martin has big aspirations, with the British supermarque's eyes on the title within 5 years, and has hired over 150 people in 2021 to boost its capabilities, with Blandon the first key signing from Mercedes. The Green Team has already recruited Andrew Alessi and Dan Fallows from Red Bull and Luca Fabato from Alfa Romeo, who is expected to join Aston Martin within weeks. And the squad is not slowing down on bringing new people into the team, said veteran chief OTMAR SZAFNAUER. If we want to win a world championship in 4 years' time, it does take human resource, infrastructure, factory, wind tunnel, just like the top teams. And we're on that trajectory to do that, he said. The Race of Champions has continued to boost its already star-studded lineup for 2022, with 4-time F1 world champion Sebastian Vettel and Mick Schumacher returning to the event. The pair, who will again combine to become Team Germany in the Race of Champions Nations Cup, finished runner-up in 2019. But they'll have it all to do against the Team Nordic winners, Johan Kristoffersen and Tom Christensen, who are also returning in 2022. Vettel and Schumacher join fellow F1 stars, double world champion Mika Häkkinen and Valtteri Bottas. Beyond that, there's 7-time NASCAR champion Jimmy Johnson and rally icon Sebastian Loeb. The Race of Champions will be held in Sweden on a course of snow and ice in early February next year. Thanks for watching. To stay up to speed on all things Formula One, make sure you hit the subscribe button.